Hi, Libra. Happy birthday to any of you guys that have birthdays this week. Welcome to your second weekly reading of October. The deck that I'm using today is the Crystal Visions Tarot. Interesting. So that is a quirk of this deck, is that it has 79th card, the Unknown card, and the Unknown card talks about, well, obviously the unknown, but I feel like it's sort of giving you permission, or not necessarily permission, but like letting us know that it's okay to sort of let go of expectations and just embrace the unknown. Okay, so I see the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups always to me talks about a step up from the initiation process. So let's say you've met someone and you've been talking for a little bit, and now they're like at the point where they're deciding, do I like this person? Do I have the intention of pursuing anything more than just like friendship or even an acquaintanceship? And then once they've decided that, they move on to the Knight of Cups, which is, okay, I've already decided that I'm going to do something about this situation, maybe pursue further love or whatever. How am I going to go about doing that? And I feel like there's someone in your life who definitely is at that point. With the Emperor card, I see an Aries. It could be that you're also embodying those energies. Aries is the sign of opposition to Libra, so a lot of times Aries possess traits that Libras don't. And the other way around is true also. Libras and Aries tend to fill in where the other one has gaps. So I'm seeing that you might have to be a little bit more assertive this week. Maybe I feel like a common theme with Libras is not being able to assert their idea of actual fairness. I feel like Libras are too quick to compromise on just doing whatever the other person wants to do in order to achieve the quickest harmony, but might not always be the best, most organic kind of harmony or even justice. But I definitely see the Six of Cups, which talks about someone from your past or someone that makes you feel like a child. So this is actually my first time seeing the Six of Cups in this deck. I purchased this deck recently, but my first instinct was to interpret the older woman and the younger woman as mother and child. So it could be that you're getting a renewed relationship with your mother, or maybe you're sort of spending more time with your parents, so you're in that sort of mindset again where you're feeling nurtured instead of being the one that like nurtures everyone else, because I feel like that's a common pattern with Libras as well. But this could be you doing some inner work also, because my second instinct when I looked at that card was that it's the same woman, just as a child and as an adult. So I'm under the impression that a lot of you guys are doing a lot of inner work. And since it's your birthday, since like your year from your date of birth is over. You're sort of looking in and realizing what it is you value and what it is that you care about with your inner child. But I also wanted to note that there's the Magician of the Major Arcana and the High Priestess of the Major Arcana. And that's 1, 2. So I see a progression here. Whenever I see cards that come that are right next to each other, I feel progression in your situation. So with the Magician, obviously, it talks about being in a mind space of manifesting. So if there's something that you want coming into your life, now would be a fantastic time to sit down and sort of will it into your reality. And with the High Priestess, you are really powerfully in a position, really in a position of powerful intuition. So whenever the High Priestess comes out, I always say that whatever you're thinking and feeling is you're probably right. But it's interesting that the Unknown card came out, and it's adjacent to the High Priestess. So I feel that your intuition is powerful. However, I feel like you should just let go of expectations. And that's really interesting. I feel like you guys are in a really weird position this week, because at the same time, you are manifesting, but you're also letting go of expectations. At the same time, you know what's going on, but you should also embrace the unknown. So if it was any other sign, don't tell the other signs. But if it was any other signs, I would be a lot more worried. But since you guys are the master of balance, I'm not too particularly worried. Because if anyone is able to balance knowing with not knowing, and setting expectations with letting them go, it's you guys. I feel like, especially Libra risings basically see the world as a set of decisions. So I feel like that's what you're doing right now. You're sort of taking inventory and saying, okay, situation 1, aspect 1, letting go of expectations. Situation 1, aspect 2, manifesting. That kind of a thing. You're going on a case-by-case basis, and you're deciding where to use your intuition and where to let go of your expectations. And I feel like that's a really powerful thing for you guys. But moving on to the rest of the reading, I see 2 pages. And I see the King and Queen. So I see Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. So when I see these pages together, I'm under the impression that there's a message coming in quickly for you. And it could be that there's 2 messages of love coming for you. It could be that you're getting one from an air sign or a fire sign, or it could be that you're getting one that's less than tactful and one that's really passionate. So it should be noted that the Page of Wands and Swords are the 2 fastest pages, followed by the Cups and the Pentacles. So I think that whatever you can expect to see, you can expect to see it quickly. So like I was saying earlier about deciding and about looking at each case-by-case basis, it really just hit me that you have the Judgment card here. And the Judgment card talks about, obviously, judging things. So you can think about that as a more legal representation in the way that you receive a case and you plead the case and you analyze the arguments and you make a decision and come to a verdict. But I also think that you can look at it in a spiritual sense, in the way that you're sort of at a point where you're being judged. And not necessarily like judged for your sins or anything, but I feel like now is the point where you're reaching a point of completion, and you're finishing out a situation. But I feel like the last two cards here are that you really need to think about are the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. It could be that you're looking at an earth sign. I'm getting in particular Virgo for the earth sign, and for the King of Cups I'm getting either like Cancer or Scorpio, maybe both, or even Pisces. I'm getting all three water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I feel like in a way that's more relevant to you is how are you embodying these things? Which of these qualities are the ones that you like and admire and are implementing into your life? Because the King of Cups is loving, is sweet, is caring, is nurturing, and the Queen of Pentacles in a lot of ways is also nurturing, but in a different way. In a lot of ways, she's practical, she's smart, she's able to be dependable and accountable. So, especially with that this Emperor card where you're trying to embody qualities that you appreciate, I feel like now it would be a good time to do that inner work with the Six of Cups and focus on these skills that you may not have always had. I feel like for a lot of air signs, it's hard to embody these earthy qualities, or sometimes even these watery qualities, especially if they're not qualities that come natural to your birth chart, because you could be like a much more fiery air sign. So I'm really getting the trio here. I'm getting earth, water, and fire. So whichever qualities you feel that you don't see in your life, pick them and work on them, because now is a great time with that Magician. And that sort of harkens back to what I was saying, in the respect that you can manifest stuff right now, but pick and choose with the Judgment card what you're manifesting. And with the High Priestess, I feel like I feel like there's stuff, especially in relation to love, that you should just let go of your expectations and allow that to happen. But there's other stuff in relation to you that you can really work on right now. And all in all, I think this was a fantastic reading for you guys. I wish you guys the best of luck and a happy birthday. And I hope to see you guys next week for your third week of October reading. Take care, you guys.